budget hearing. The revenue component is ongoing, is going on good. We have revenue generating entities that are appearing. Of course, the budget period is where the budget is projection. So, and as such, the hearing will start with the revenue component. And we have both the House and the Liberian Senate jointly carry on this hearing. And it started up since Monday. Is progressing. The Liberia Revenue Authority, the Ministry of Finance, the National Port Authority, the LPRC, all of these entities that raise revenue for the country. You have them to come doing the revenue component of the budget hearing. And so, as the revenue component is progressing, it is shortly to come to an end, thereby paving the way for something called the expenditure component. The expenditure component, it is the part of the budget hearing where it's public, where you have line ministries and agencies coming to defend their respective budget, and they are to come along with their performance. So, if you got 1 million in the previous budget, what did you do with the 1 million? You're going to be coming to bring a whole report on that. Before now, we'll come to tell you that in this year budget, you have this amount. How do you defend your budget? So that period, upon the expiring of the revenue component, the expenditure component now will begin on Wednesday. The Joint Committee chairperson is District 16 Representative Honorable Desin Wisibo of Maserado. He is the Joint Ways, Means, and Finance Committee chair of the legislature. And then the co-chair is the chairperson on Ways, Means, and Finance in the Liberian Senate, Senator Prince Moyi. He is the Joint Legislative Budget Committee co-chair, as Jason Sibo is the chair. So it started up since on Monday. It's been progressing very well. And these revenue generating entities are appearing. And the reason is the budget is projection. This year's budget is in the tune of 692 million. You will have these revenue entities come to tell us how we're going to raise the 692 million. And so that's why the revenue component is 4. But I can tell you that the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance, the Joint Committee, they have basically vowed to make sure the budget is properly scrutinized, so that we have it cutting across for the good and development of our people in this country. So they have since vowed to scrutinize the fiscal year 2024 budget in the tune of 692 million. And, so the Joint Committee chair on Sibo have basically said that, look, this committee is poised to implement their constitutional mandate to review the national development envelope, which is the budget. And they're going to make sure that this is executed to the letter. And it's ongoing. And by Wednesday of next week, the expenditure component, which will be now the public hearings, we will have line ministries and agencies coming to defend their budget, and will give you the timeline, the schedule for the revenue, the expenditure hearing. All right. So it will begin on Wednesday of next week. And then we will tell you those entities that will be appearing. On Wednesday, the 17th of April 2024, beginning at 9 a.m. up to 11, the Ministry of Finance Development Planning will be appearing to defend her budget. The Liberia Revenue Authority will follow from 11 to 12 o'clock. The Ministry of Public Works will also follow from 12 to 1. Then there will be lunch, followed by the Ministry of Health from 2 to 3 o'clock on Wednesday, 17 April. Then on the health, you have JFK, JFK come from 3 to 4. National Public Health Institute of Liberia, Enfield, will come from 4 to 5 o'clock. Then the Jackson Fiador Hospital will come from 5 to 6 o'clock. And that concludes the first day on Wednesday. The next day, day 2, on Thursday, we have the Ministry of Education appearing at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by the University of Liberia from 10 to 11. The Wolon VS Tubman University will appear from 11 to 12. Then there will be lunch. After lunch, from 1 to 2 o'clock, the West African Examination Council, WIAC, will appear. From WIAC, you get the Booker T. Washington Institute, BWI, from 2 to 3 o'clock. From there, you will have the Monrovia Consolidated School System, NCSS, will appear from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, followed by the Ministry of Agriculture, that will conclude from 4 to 5 o'clock, will conclude day 2 of the public hearings. Day 3 of the public hearings on Friday, the 19th of April, from 9 a.m. to 10, the Ministry of Transport, followed by the Ministry of Justice from 10 to 11. Liberia National Police from 11 to 12. Liberia Immigration Service from 12 to 1 o'clock. Then there will be lunch. Lunch will last for an hour. And then from 2 to 3 o'clock, we'll have the Liberia National Fire Service appearing on Friday, 19th April. And then the Ministry of National Defense will come from 3 o'clock to 4 p.m. That concludes day 3. Then Monday, the 22nd of April, at 9 a.m. to 10, we'll have the LEC appearing. From LEC, Ministry of Commerce Industry, will take the stand from 10 to 11. Then followed by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection from 11 to 12 o'clock. Then there comes the GSA, General Services Agency, from 12 to 1 o'clock. And then there will be lunch. After lunch, you have the National Elections Commission, the NEC, appearing from 2 to 3 o'clock. Then the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the LACC, will come from 3 to 4 o'clock. That concludes the 4th day hearing. Then comes the 5th day, which will be on Tuesday, on the 23rd of April. That's my birthday. On Tuesday, 23rd of April, from 9 a.m. to 10, we have the CSA appearing. Then from 10 to 11, we have the Disaster Agency, followed by the Liberia Agency for Community Development, LACE, from 11 to 12 o'clock. Then comes in the Mines and Energy Ministry from 12 to 1. Then there'll be a lunch break. After lunch, from 2 to 3 o'clock, will be National Transit Authority, NTA, followed by the Board of Tax Appeal from 3 to 4 p.m. Then comes in the Judiciary from 4 to 5 p.m. Then the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, LWSC, will conclude the hearing from 5 to 6 p.m. That's the tentative schedule coming from the Legislative Budget Office of the legislature. And as we go through, we will update and keep informing the public as it relates to the budget hearing. But currently, as we speak, the revenue component is ongoing at the legislature, having both the House and the Senate scrutinizing the budget. And on Wednesday of next week, 17 April, we have the expenditure component of the draft national budget for 2024 be looked into. Right. And so we thought to basically inform you of that. Good news for the people of Liberia. Some time ago, we were here telling you about the activities from our Capitol Hill. Today, the House of Representatives, under the gavel of our House Speaker, Councillor Jonathan Fonanti Kofa, concurred with the Liberian Senate on the passage of the resolution establishing war and economic crimes court in Liberia. So the Honorable House of Representatives, in what I would term as historic move, concurred with the Liberian Senate on the resolution for the establishment of a war and economic crimes court in the Republic of Liberia. This decision, according to House Speaker Councillor Fonanti Kofa, it marks a significant step towards ensuring accountability and justice for past atrocities and economic crimes committed in our country that nearly took away approximately 250,000 lives away. Plenary took that decision to concur with the Senate's resolution, which follows a thorough review and consideration of the Senate communication transmitting the joint resolution on today. And so, as we speak, it has been transmitted to His Excellency President Joseph Yoman Boaka Sr. for his signature. So the legislature has acted in the interest of the Republic of Liberia to make sure that this issue of the resolution calling for war crimes court, it is a history now from the end of the legislature. It has been transmitted to the office of the president. It's on his desk for his signature. We are obliged to inform the public on that milestone decision taken by the deputies of the people of Liberia, your lawmakers. And we thought to basically inform you of that. And the speaker has also set up a specialized committee to probe or to visit concessions nationwide. We have several concession companies in Liberia. Whether or not the Mineral Development Agreement, the MDA, which is a law to find out if they are living up to those MDAs. It be Beer Mountain, it be Mental Steel, the rest of the companies are going to be visited. Golden Verilion, Maryland Oil Palm, all of those construction companies we have in Liberia will be visited nationwide. And the speaker has basically said the lifespan of this committee is for the period of 6 months. And Nima County Electoral District number 7 representative, Honorable Hassan Munsat Billeton, is the chairperson on that committee, has been announced by the speaker on today. And Honorable P. Majure of Maryland Electoral District number 1, he calls it the land of sunshine and happiness, Harper District, Maryland. He is the co-chair on this specialized committee. Other members will be announced by the speaker. And so the deputies of the people of Liberia are acting in your interest so that you get to know that they are there knocking their chests on our behalf. And to tell you how serious the House of Representatives have taken this issue of fighting drug in Liberia. Remember, like we said here, lawmakers will go and doing their drug tests and all of that. There are some level of high commitment in the fight against illicit drugs in our country. So the House is very serious with this. It's very serious in this fight. And to tell you about the seriousness of the House has amended their rules and procedure. So taking now to see how serious the House is, they may amend their own rules to make sure that the issue that has to do with drug, a committee being set up. So Rule 56, Committee on Election Inauguration, and the Committee on Drugs Rehabilitation and Reintegration is now a statutory, or those committees that are now statutory committees in the House. Again, Rule 56, the Committee on Election and Inauguration, and the Committee on Drugs, Rehabilitation, and Reintegration has now been added as a statutory committee. This speaks to the seriousness and the commitment that members of the House of Representatives put to the issue of fighting drug. And remember that the drug law was being passed, and the issue of taking the head on the deputies of the people of Liberia. They are acting in the interest of this country. If we must be able to fight the issue of drug, then there have to be proactive steps, and that's what the House of Representatives have done, making down this a kind of committee. So there's a committee now in the House on drug rehabilitation and reintegration. It is now a statutory committee that speaks to the seriousness the House has attached to fighting drug in our country, so that we don't have our brothers and sisters that some people brand as Zogos, Zogoles, or stuff like that. Even though I don't subscribe to people calling them those names, you can call them disadvantaged youth. But the House of Representatives has placed serious emphasis in not just passing the drug law, but to also now set up a committee as a statutory committee to look at the issue of drug. Remember, there's a multi-sectorial task force on drug. So the House is very committed in doing this. It's very committed in making sure that the issue of drug be fought. And that's how you see members of the House of Representatives themselves. They are going doing their drug tests. This speaks to the seriousness of being attached to fighting drug. That you see members of the House of Representatives are committed. Fellow Liberians, you elected your lawmakers to work in your interests, and they are there day and night, morning or evening, they're there to pass key legislations in your interest. We return, cutting our break short to come and do the work of the Liberian people, and that's why these key decisions are being taken. Well, on the program later on, we will be having Bong County District Number 5 representative. He's a very young man who is the chairperson on Mines, Energy, Natural Resources in the House of Representatives, elected by the great people of Bong County District Number 5. And so he will be here on the show with us this evening. We're going to be quizzing him. Great job he's doing up Capitol Hill, and the work he's also doing in his district. A very young man who have come at the legislature, come with a wealth of experience, and he has been placed on the Committee on Mines, Energy, and Natural Resources as its chairperson. Honorable Eugene Kollie will be with us here on the program as we're going to be talking about his legislative work. Remember, he led a delegation at the China Union when the legislature have gone to see what sort of work being done there. He led a delegation there. Today, the report on this China Union issue. And good that it was one of the Bong County lawmakers in President of District Number 7 representative, Honorable Foley Famule, who submitted that communication on the floor. And then the chairperson of Mines, Energy, Natural Resources led a delegation there. And there's a joint report on China Union. So we have a young breed of lawmakers who are dedicated themselves to make sure that they work in the interests of the Republic of Liberia, nothing more, nothing less. And they are committed. They are very committed to doing that. And so, again, I tell you that the House, under the gavel of Speaker Jonathan Fonanti Kofat, have come and said, look, let's take the bull by the horn. Let's work for the people of Liberia who have brought us this far in the legislature. So you have not elected your lawmakers to have Harley tinted fully AC vehicles, but they are there to work in your interest. And that's the reason why they are taking these key decisions. If it has to do with scrutinizing the country's draft national development envelope, which is the budget. If it has to do now taking the issue of drug, having this fight, having it as a kind of statutory committee on drug reintegration, having that committee as a kind of committee that is there to be able to look at all of these, having them to concord, looking at the establishment of war and economic crimes code. That is now before the office of the president. It is a history now from the end of the legislature. That resolution has been signed, it's been endorsed, it has passed both the House and the Senate. It has been transmitted to the office of the president. So you see, your people are there working in your interests. And that's the reason why you elected your lawmakers. And they are there knocking their chests on our behalf. All of us. Everybody cannot go to the Capitol building. That's why we elected our lawmakers. And they are there knocking their chests on our behalf. And they're doing a great job. Great job they're doing there for us. Very great job. And I could see members of the House signing on to this documentation that will finally bring relief to our people so that we don't have people go with impunity. Okay, so great things happening up Capitol Hill. Your leaders are working on behalf of the Speaker and members of the House of Representatives. They have since extended a warm Ramadan greetings to our Muslim brothers and sisters who successfully ended their fast month. And so, as the Muslims around the world on yesterday conclude their holy month of Ramadan, the Speaker, Councillor J. Fonanti Kofa, and members of the House of Representatives extended heartfelt wishes of joy, reflection, and spiritual fulfillment to the Muslim community in our country. After a month long of fasting, prayer, and self-reflection, the host joined in celebrating the joyous occasion and know that the festive day not only signifies the end of Ramadan, but also serves as a time for family, community, and gratitude. So the speaker expressed his sincere hopes that during the blessed month of Ramadan, Muslims offer prayers not only for their personal growth, but also for the well-being and prosperity of our beloved nation, Liberia, and the significance of unity, compassion, and understanding during these times as we come together in diversity, which he believes enriches our society. And so the host recognizes the dedication and commitment of our Muslims in Liberia, upholding the values of the faith, generosity, and compassion. And so as we rejoice in the spirit of year, we continue to foster goodwill, understanding, and mutual respect for all of us Liberians. So yes, like I said to you, while we go through the program, and we will have in the studio very shortly Bong County District number 5 representation up Capitol Hill, who is a young man and chaired the House's Committee on Mines, Energy, Natural Resources. He will come to us, share his legislative experience so far since the 15th of January 2024, his entry in the legislature, the 55th legislature. He will share with us his experience since being up Capitol Hill and those basic things he's been able to do both in his district and at the level of the House of Representatives as he chaired that committee on mines, energy, natural resources. A very young man, very productive young man who have come with wealth of experience, especially in the sector in which he was appointed to chair that committee. You know, and so great job is being done up Capitol Hill. Liberians, you elected your leaders and they are there working in your interests. So the House of Representative Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration is currently probing one of their colleagues, in person of Representative Yaket Kollie, and so that communication came on the floor from the Maserati District Number 7 Representative Honorable Emmanuel Dan, in which he indicated that Honorable Kollie has used on his podcast made series of unsubstantiated allegations against the current president of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yoman Boakai Senior. And so Honorable Kollie is unprobe by the Rules of Administration Committee. So I thought to also inform you of that. And District Number 4 Representative Maserati County, Honorable Michael Thomas, have written a communication with the indulgence of your colleagues to see Pinsville have a community college. Because according to him, Pinsville has 5 electoral districts. It's a very big place. It will be fair enough that Pinsville get a community college. And so that communication he wrote, a bill seeking to have a community college in Pinsville. Anthony Michael Thomas of District 4 wrote that communication. And it has been forwarded to the proposed bill titled Pinsville Community College Act of 2024 has been forwarded to the Committees on Education and Judiciary to properly scrutinize and report to plenary. So, folks, at this stage, after giving you those basic updates from Up Capitol Hill, great job being done by the deputies of the people. It's my pleasure to welcome a young man emanating from Bong County District Number 5 and coming at the legislature, being appointed on the Committee on Mines, Energy, Natural Resources. He's Representative Eugene Kollie. He's here with us this evening around the table. We're going to be quizzing him on his experience so far there, his entry upon his election, subsequent certification by Elections Commission. He took his oath of affirmation in keeping with Rules 11 of the House. He's now a proper representation of District Number 5, Bong County. He's here with us this evening. Honorable Eugene Kollie, good evening. How you doing?
Good evening, my dear brother. And let me say good evening to Liberia, especially District Number 5, Bong County.
I like your suit. You're in blue. You most time love to wear blue.
Thank you. Thank you.
How is it there at the legislature, particularly up Capitol Hill, where you come from?
Yeah, so basically all is well. As you may be aware, the House of Parliament is a place of learning. If you are not fast in learning, of course you will be left behind.
Are you fast?
I don't have to sit behind this microphone to tell you that I'm fast.
Okay.
But I think for what others sees in me tells that I'm faster than what they could think in the past.
That's good. Good to hear that. Let's do our tradition we have here on the program. The people in District Number 5, Bong County, could probably say, "Oh, is that was song in the studio?" Could you greet them in your vernacular?
Anu katwa kalung by Baler Eugene Kollie. Nyakanga. Aga this who no kungute ngango dugo age ku kupong kunanga dia bungehu so metama kana age kwage so kare adama kwake ngumen panga.
Thank you very much. I almost got lost, but I'm enjoying Pele. Okay, let's Honorable Kollie, great time here. Let's look at since 15 January you've been up Capitol Hill. You took your oath of affirmation. Let's look at the experience so far there. How you look at how you view the job.
So before being certificated, we were told that winning election is one thing and getting a certificate is another thing. So that was a fair tactics that anyone could just wake up and say, man, you're not honorable yet. So president will go and say, man, we're honorable. They say, no, you're not honorable yet. You have not been certificated. Well, I'll be it, until we got the certificate, then our minds relaxed, especially for me. So yes, coming to the 55th on a very serious note, I am learning a lot and I have learned a lot as well. So our point for now is to seek the interest of our people. Is that okay?
gets to technical glitches.
Okay,
In the
thank you,
words
thank
of
you. I think
Samuel Tue, glitches.
I don't know what
Yes, we're good now.
it's okay. Yeah, so we um following your colleague who been in the system, asking them one or two questions. How does it work this way? Following the rules, and the rules is our power.
Mhm.
So once you master the rule, indeed you have the power. So we have been following the rules, and sometimes you are there, you have been seeing exactly what been going on, especially when it comes to the issue of um making our way through to exercise our responsibility when it comes to the various committees,
Mhm.
serving as the chair on lands, mines, energy, natural resource, and environment.
Mhm.
Co-chair on education, co-chair on member on education, member on agriculture, and member on hydrocarbon. Yeah, those are places that we been trying our best to see how
You
best
could
to
come
work
with a lot of
together.
experience because being a new legislator and having all of these, especially having a kind of big committee to chair, sure you come from the backdrop of your expertise.
So I read natural resource management at Kaduna University as my major, and I also worked in the mining industry for 4 years, 7 months as government liaison. Yeah, so it's particularly upon that before you get these positions, the host have to ask you to provide your credential, and yes, of course, they saw my credential and they noticed that yes, of course, Eugene fit within the position. So that's how I got appointed by the honorable speaker, General Funadekova, as the chair on this committee.
I saw some legislative maneuvering during the elections of speaker, and everybody had their side. And then I saw you raising some debate, and so yes,
Yeah. So before
are you
entering,
enjoying the gabble now?
my dear brother, when it comes to the flow, we don't have to say, but I think people know that we are fast growing in fighting on the flow.
Mhm.
So we just have to see how best we can maneuver, our colleagues. This is right and this is not right. We have to do this one, SYZ, in order that our country will move forward. And that's why, look, I don't know much about the 54th, but for what I'm seeing
Mhm.
and the praises that's coming from out, from people who have been close to the house, I tell you, no lie that I think the speaker is proceeding rightly. And sometimes back, I remember he called all the new lawmakers to Farmington, and so and organizations went there to tell us as to these are things when you go there you should do XYZ, and because of that we are just
So what's a kind of legislative
following, yeah,
refresher?
yeah, following those steps, and that's how some of us are growing faster.
Wait, by the way, the speaker has said the 55th are come on the backdrop to see the issue promoting transparency and accountability. That's what I saw the first day following his election. Lawmakers voted to have their assets declared and published, and also the speaker were able to get a kind of proposal coming up to first to do payroll personnel audit. You see that you're coming in a backdrop of promoting transparency and accountability.
So let me say, we just got to realize that there are people who been on the payroll um since the 80s.
Mm.
Some of them have died, some of them are not here, some of them are in America. But this that name was still on the payroll. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the past government, they just this gone government. No, I'm saying from the 80s.
Mhm.
So the speaker being a man with words, and he makes sure that there have been a lot of cleaning up so that people who don't have the means of getting on the payroll, central administrations especially,
Mhm.
so that they can be able to be part of this government, or being part of the of central administration, so that things will move further. And I really see such transparency, within the speaker.
District 5, Bong County, where were you? Where are you on this war crimes and economic crimes court? Did you vote or did you vote against? Now,
Th-
today, you concurred with the Senate and to make sure that these are passed.
Thank you. Before the issue of the war in economic crime courts being placed on the floor, I think I had a press conference. I'm on record for that. I had a press conference and I told the Liberians that this is something that I opted for. you will realize that the very day, for the first time, that I fixed my signature supporting the establishment of the War and Economic Crown Court, my uncles who were killed in front of me in Kayata, I got to realize that very day that the spirit was rejoicing in heaven, that indeed our son who saw us going or leaving this world has affixed his signature to this document. So this is something that I can never be far from. I support it 100%.
Okay, let's leave Capitol Building because much time is now. Now let's go to the district. How is District 5, Bong County?
District 5, if you enter District 5, I think people in District 5 will tell you more about what I'm going to say. From the day we came to power, we have tried our best to live up to the promises that we made to our people. Let me say this. I learned this from my dear brother Onroko.
You're talking about Marvin Cole?
Marvin Cole. And he told me, look, Eugene, whenever you win election, do not sit. Because the first, second, third months that pass without you paying visit or living up to those promises that you made to the people, of course, people will think that you got there and you're going to forget about them. And I saw that as a need. The very day or the very week we got pronounced, the following week I was in the district. And we started to implement some of the promises. As I speak to you, during the period, many of our supporters were with us or Kollie. We will use our motorbike on behalf of you. We know that when you get there, you will not forget about. Yes, of course. And I did not forget about them. I provided 10 motorbikes for our people.
10 motorbikes?
10 motorbikes for them.
In a short space?
In a very short space.
Wow.
And at which time, I even gave one to the radio station in Batala, Radio Batala.
Okay.
The records is there. And distribution of over 70 bundle of zincs to our people. And Siemens, about 500 bags, rest distribution of over 1,000, agricultural equipments. And one of the good things we did a recent, this going Saturday, when I was going around during the period of the campaign, I told our people, especially the women, that I was going to provide them a mini micro loan.
Have you done it?
Yes, we just implemented the first phase.
Okay.
So at that time we were
hit the ground running.
We were talking with some partners, some of our people who were giving us some mini supports within the process. And we launched during the campaign, we launched 30 million Liberian dollar loan scheme. Though we gave just small at a time, but for now this going Saturday. This going Saturday, we just getting 5 million Liberian dollars.
5 million.
5 million Liberian dollars, so that we can keep our promises to our people. And we also provided 4 brand new power sources. And those power sources we will be using them in the various claims. Because I already with 4 claims.
4 claims.
So if each claim carry one, building of bridges.
So they can be feeling a part of the development.
Of course, and this is what we are involved with. And I told them, if Eugene will not live up to my promises, of course you have no reason to vote me 2029.
Okay.
And because I have no other job in my life besides this job, my campaign for 2029 has started.
Okay.
I'm not going to wait for anyone.
And you're very committed to doing that.
I'm committed to doing that.
Okay, let's open the lines and interact with the public a little bit because we don't have much time running. By the way, Honorable Kollie has a long, every time because of engagements and stuff like that, he have a long thought to come on the
I'm
show.
so sorry about
and
that.
stuff like that. But let's open the lines 0770259660. 0770259660. You can join us 0880514096 0770259660. Call us to be a part. Representative Eugene Kollie, Bong County District 5 representatives. Our guest here hit the ground running working for the people of Bong County and the Republic of Liberia. Hello.
Hello?
Let's hear you. Your name, where you call from.
Yeah, my name is Mamadi Sherry calling from Omega Mountain.
Please go ahead.
Go ahead, come in. What you?
Oh, that one, man. Mama, you want to lose your friend here. Let's take another person on. Hello.
Hello, brother. How you doing?
Doing very well. Tell us the name, where you call from.
This is one of the kind of calling for Pipeline community.
Please go ahead.
Absolutely. No, thank you very much, my dear honorable in the studio there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, our old people said, honorable, they said, there is it. So when you're ready to pass, if you read somebody worry, they don't even know where they start from. That means you're ready to fight. But if you live right, or he or she, everything will be far in your hand yourself, will not regret too much. Anything, nothing big life. But you will know your relative live for the purpose. So now, like you said, that's a grateful information I just shared with the people, other people who are not fulfilling their promises. Because that later, it comes to all. You tell all many things. We'll highlight some of the things you will tell us. We are human beings, you are human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody expecting that you should put on a line and be giving on money. Powerful today, powerful tomorrow. No. But there are certain things you do in the community benefit for it, my brother. That is what campaign for you. You don't need to suffer yourself when you now video all of your things, you share and things. That is the campaign you're running.
Okay, my dear brother. Let's go see another person calling us. This person. Hello.
Yes, I do.
Very well. Tell us the name, where you call from.
My name is Dr. Joseph. I do join from Bowman.
Please go ahead from Bowmans.
Brother, how you doing?
I'm okay, my brother.
Yeah, thank you all so much. There's a way that young people, when they take the leadership, is to work their days, it look good.
Thank you.
I just follow your development this one Saturday when you were in Swagogo. I follow it and I know that you are someone that will do work for the people of district number 5.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for you doing all of those things for us.
Thank you.
You know, when young people starting their days, the beginning of everything is the first step where people look at you and trust you on it. Thank you all so much for doing those things. And those power source that you gave is one of the cardinal things that you know the condition of our district.
Mm.
That's why you presented the power source. More especially when you come to the Tongbaya area, look at the Tongbaya area, those little breaches are there.
Yeah.
I believe the power source will help to see how better the recondition is.
Thank you.
That's why when they talk about law making, that is one of the
So you might be able to maintain. You might be able to maintain the thing too. The man won't be doing the thing. Hold on, buy then you might face it. You.
That's why it will happen because once it is presented, the claim will come up with a maintenance team to maintain those power source.
That's correct. Let's take another person joining from this end here. This person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Let's hear you. Your name, where you call from.
This is ELBC Radio.
Please go ahead. You are live. Let's hear you.
Okay, this is Reverend Larry in Israel.
Reverend, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Sino.
Okay, please go ahead from Sino.
Okay, actually, I want to appreciate the lawmakers from Bong County. You know, I actually appreciate it because there is the threat of the councils that are taking part in election in Liberia.
Mm.
After 2 months in the House of Lawmaking for him to carry that kind of development on in his district.
Massive. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I want to appreciate. You know, some people they need a position to make a change, and we're talking about positive change. So actually, let God bless you and let you continue your good work.
Thank you.
More grace to your elbow, Representative Kollie. Let's take we can squeeze in 2 more and then we call you if they come back to you for your parting statement. 077-025-9660. The number to be a part of the conversation right here. A very young man is in our studio here talking about the work he's doing in his district. This person, hello.
Hello.
Yes, let's hear you. Your name, where are you joining us from? Great to have you.
I call from Bong County. My name is Aaron Esteban.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I tell the honorable man thank you for his development. And he's doing their focus on the rule. Very focused in the bush. Because our people there,
the bush, like which are call the partner, which are the part call the partner in the bush down in the town.
headed by Honorable Kapia.
Just talk about, you said which are the area he should go in the town.
You focus in Nyan
Okay. Okay. So he wants you to focus in the town and not only the road. Hello.
Thank you. Let me say the pleasant good evening to you and good evening to your guest.
Your name, where you call from?
My name is Hussein Kewu, and I phone in from around Jacobtown in District 2, where we have Representative Sekou Kane.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me say thank you to your guest in studio. Of course, I'm not from his district, but I think any development that takes place in any part of Liberia, it benefits me as well.
Right.
So I want to caution them, the issue of lawmaking, oversight, and representation. For me, I know we have too many laws on the book. So I want you to focus on the issue of oversight and representation. For me, this is one advice for you. Be more focused on oversight and representation. And moreover, we should not be too much partisan thing, because it affected the national legislature for a long period. So you have to be, whether you're for a political party or not, you're not a part of CC. Sometimes you run your independent decision, have consultation with your people in your district before coming up, with some of these national decisions. It would benefit you a whole lot. So that's when I pass to you. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks a lot. By the way, he led a team to China Union, and I was talking about that prior to his appearing on the show. He led that team, and today the joint committee had a report on China Union. So he's also looking at the area of oversight. Honorable, we have to wind down the curtains. What's your parting statement? You listen to the courts.
Thank you. So let me just quickly go to those mention those companies. As you said, China Union, we went there and we saw a lot of lapses.
You were also at Bear Mountain too.
Yeah. So the Bear Mountain issue, I think you were just here a few weeks ago, and you were lamenting on how we managed to have gotten rid of all those ills within the Grand Kedmon area.
Right.
Just 3 days ago, I was also around Bapolo County. I went to meet with the management of Baochico. They also doing some things there, and I think the community also gave a complaint. And again, there are a lot of mining companies that we are reaching out to. Very soon, I'll be making a plan to Accelerate to see how best we can, reach out to our community people, asking them what are those things that the community should be able to do as per the corporate and social responsibility. And I want to be on record with this. There was a trip that we made to Ghana to see the Ghanaians' system of money. I went along with the mine minister and then the chair on lands, mine, natural resource and environment at the upper house. That is the Senate. We all went together and we saw a lot of things there. And you will notice that in Ghana, not a foreigner will have access to a Class B money lesson. And when I asked them, I said, why? They said it places the Ghanaians themselves at the middle class to reduce the issue of poverty rate. So we are trying to see how best we can also cope that with Liberia, so that we Liberians will have access to Class B money as well as C, instead of all of people coming intruding into the country and this and that. So we are also working on that. And of course, my oversight, as my brother Ragley said, I've been exercising my oversight. I know lawmaking is something, a lot of laws on the books. The implementation is our problem. But then representation, of course, we're going to be working on that as well to see that.
Someone said you should not focus much more on the road.
No, so you see, when you see Nye, you see Kollie, you see Gringoma, you see those places. There, the people gave me the name by parlor.
Wait, many of that.
By parlor, English, it means that the corn that will grow well, you tell from the germination.
Okay.
So I'm not going to forget about no.
So you're germinating there.
Oh, I have the corn has germinated,
okay,
and this is the time that they start to eat the corn, to harvest the corn.
Right.
So trust me, just as I did on the road, I'm going to also descend. I always believe in the bottom to top approach.
Okay.
And that's the reason why the people look at me and vote at me. I'm on 22 persons. We were 23.
You guys were 20?
Yeah, we were 23.
Wow.
And
have you been able to reach out to the rest of the 22
so
to have reconciliation?
Not all.
Because remember, we had to cut our break short to come back for 30 days as the president intimated.
So some of them have trouble. Some of them are still around. We've been, talking. Like my big brother Lepotolon, we've been talking. We have I call or Jim Sawo, we've been talking. I know all the guys we've been talking and trying to see how best 2029 in fight. Some of them have. If I told me, look, Eugene, the way you're proceeding, we thought you could be, I don't know what they say.
You don't think they're giving you a sword on head?
If they do come, it's not a problem, and I know that when we reach that bridge, we'll cross it. So that's the different thing. But however, let me say thanks to the ELBC family and thanks to you as well. There's a long, outstanding appearance that we've been, basic with all of the time, and at least today, I almost got late, but 30 minutes later, it was not bad. So we will always be here. Thank you so much. And the bloga mulakai kwangopa dugo age kukatika ga hwa mandogo na magepai diske hungo age ngau hia ha tanga ga kanga kulunu kapona age kumenga tanga ga kubatwa age kumenga ka kahriatama. Thank you so much, Chief.
Well, thanks a lot. He's Representative Eugene Kollie there of Bong County District number 5, appearing here on the Hustlers Public Affairs Show. We're here every Thursday, 5 to 6 o'clock, and he was lamenting on the work he's doing both in his district and the capital building. The next time we're here will be on Thursday, God's willing. But good news that the legislature has acted on the resolution, a joint resolution calling for war and economic crimes court in Liberia. It has been transmitted to the office of the president, His Excellency Joseph and Boaka Senior, for his signature. Left for you, my brother, to sign or not to sign, but the people of Liberia, through the deputies, have acted. My name is Rapport Haynes. I'm here on next Thursday. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.